Pretty girl, let her mercy. Said she with her friend curse. Hypnotize me and she curse me. Them not like me cause they thirsty. And she know what is mine is hers, vice versa. And she know what is mine is hers, vice versa.
Yeah.
Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Tonight's look is all about a long-lasting party makeup look in sort of remembrance of my trip to London with Urban Decay. I wanted to create this party look which I think is super glam, not too over the top, but still it sends the message, okay? It sends the message loud and clear that you're bad, you're bougie. And yeah, so I added a little bit of glitter and just try to smoke out a little something, but not too hectic. And you know, the reason why we went there is obviously because of the concealers that came out, and I have 3 of them here with me today. And I did a little swatch for you so you'll be able to see the difference between the 3 shades that I have. And yeah, I also said that I would have a giveaway in today's video. So I am giving away an Urban Decay hamper to the value of 3,000 Rand. It's going to include some makeup prepping and setting sprays, 3 concealers, as well as the Urban Decay drop-in mix facial oil. So I really want you guys to take advantage of this giveaway. The concealers are absolutely amazing, as I say so in this video. Probably one of my favorite concealers right now, as I said, probably top 2 at the moment. So I really feel like it's a concealer if for anyone to try if you want to have a sort of full coverage but still have a creamy texture to your concealer. So in order to be considered as a winner for this giveaway, I'm gonna make it so simple. Just make sure you're following me on my Instagram and make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm going to post a picture on my Instagram page. I don't know what it is yet, but you'll see it when you scroll on my feed. I will just ask that you repost that image and use the hashtag UDAllnighter, Urban Decay SA, and at me, Cynthia Gwebu official, so that I can see your posts. If your account is private, I don't think I'll be able to see it, so be mindful of that. Anyway, that's it. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you next week. Bye. Okay, so I begin by prepping my skin with the Urban Decay Rebound Complexion Prep Priming Spray. And then I'm gonna go into my foundation. I'm using the Urban Decay All Nighter Waterproof Long Wear Liquid Foundation. This foundation is fairly new to me. I actually bought my own foundation about a month or so before I was informed of our trip to the UK, and I hadn't even tried it yet, and then I officially tried it for the first time while I was on the trip. So it's very full coverage. It goes into the full coverage category, it goes into the long wear category, it goes into the easily blendable category, and most foundations are, depending on how you basically set them, with regards to longevity, I mean. And yeah, so I'm the shade 9.75, which is a fairly good match. It covered up all of my pigmentation, my chickenpox scarring, whatever hyperpigmentation or dark spots I have. As you can see, I mean, it's a really flawless blended finish, and I love the yellow undertones to it, so that's something I love to find in my foundations. And yeah. Okay, so next up is to conceal, and I'm obviously using the Urban Decay All Nighter Waterproof Full Coverage Concealers. I've swatched 3 of the shades I have from left to right. We have Dark Neutral, Dark Golden, and Dark Warm. I have used Dark Golden before, but I felt like it disappeared right into my foundation shade. So I have been using the Dark Neutral shade for a while because it gives this beautiful brightened finish. One thing to note about these concealers is that they dry so quickly. So as you can see, I'm working in sections. Even though I started blending it out almost immediately, I still found it a bit of a battle to really blend out the formula. I've in the past tried wetting my sponge, but then I feel like it lifts the product beforehand, so it creates patchiness, which I don't like. So I've really opted to just use a dry sponge, or at least spritz it with some Fix Plus or your priming spray, and then just work really quickly to blend that out for a smooth finish. However, these concealers remain a favorite of mine over the last couple of weeks just because of the texture and the formula. They are obviously full coverage, as the name suggests, but they are so creamy. I mean, they're really quite close in texture to the foundation, so that's probably why I like them so much. They're just the perfect sort of concealer if you are the full coverage kind of girl. You will really appreciate the formulation here. Okay, so I'm setting all of our pouncing work with the Sacha Buttercup setting powder. I love using this powder on a night out. I feel like my skin looks so much more brighter and it gives you this beautiful caramel finish. I love my Laura Mercier, but this just gives you that extra melanin juiciness. Like, I love this powder, and it's very, very matte, and it just stays put the entire night. This definitely is going to be a holy grail. Unfortunately, we don't have it locally. We do through some local boutiques, but obviously, like I always say, they do tend to sell them at a huge markup when this is actually a really affordable product in the States. So yeah, if you can look around and try and find one, that's great. I really encourage you guys to try it out. Okay, I'm just going in to set the rest of my face with my MAC face powder. I've used this for so many years now. I'm the shade NC50. I'm just dusting where I didn't use the Sacha Buttercup powder. You can use any face powder for this. Okay, so I'm reaching for my Urban Decay Naked Skin Shapeshifter palette. I've already hit pan on the banana powder, but I'm going for the contour shade here, the lighter of the two contour shades, and I'm powder contouring today. Although it is a powder contour, it still does the job. I will look so chiseled, and I'm going into the hollows of my cheeks, my jawline, the temples of my face, as well as my nose. So I'm reaching for my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Powder in Sun Power. This is what I used to bronze with. I tend to skip blush on an everyday basis or even for a night out look. And I just love this powder to just warm up my cheeks and warm up the rest of my face. And then afterwards I'm going to go in and just dust off any excess Sacha Buttercup powder and just blend out my nose contour as much as possible. After all that powder, I'm going to lightly spritz my face with the All Nighter setting spray. And now we are getting into eyeshadow. So I've reached for my Urban Decay Naked Heat palette, and I've gone for the shade Low Blow first, and I'm going into my crease with this. I'm just going all over my lid actually, just to sort of just set the tone and set the base for the rest of my eyeshadow work. And then I am going in with He Devil. I'm just building up color gradually, as I always do with my eyeshadow. I'm not doing an overly complicated look. I've gone for warm shades. I feel like these complement everyone, and I feel like the Naked Heat palette is much loved by a lot of skin tones, so I just wanted to go for something that can be is easily done for almost everyone. And then I'm going in with Fuego just to deepen up the crease again. All of these are these sort of like brickish red warm shades. And then I've decided to cut my crease. So I'm using my All Nighter waterproof concealer to cut it. I just did a little swatch on my hand and then used my synthetic brush to pick it up and put it onto my lids. You want to do this carefully just to make sure you have a somewhat precise line. It doesn't have to be perfect, but if it is, that's all the better. So I've gone for a semi-cut crease, and then I will use my eyeshadow powder in Fuego again to just blend out the ends and just make that sort of like a smooth gradient finish. So I'm going for a flesh toned eyeshadow color over the concealer on my lids. The shade is called Sourced. I really love the shade. It's so subtle, but I think it just pulls the whole look together, especially because we'll be using glitter to spice it up. Okay, so I've been trying to get my hands on these Stila Glitter and Glow Liquid eyeshadows. I finally got my hands on the shade called Rose Gold Retro over the weekend. I really love it, and I thought it would be cool to put this in my crease. I've never done this before, so please bear with me. I didn't even practice this step. I don't even know how it's supposed to be done. I've seen pictures on Pinterest, but I tried and I think it looks okay. So I'm going into my waterline with my Urban Decay 24/7 waterline pencil in Walk of Shame. It's a favorite and I always reach for it. I'm also just going to add some shadow just below my lash line just to pull the whole look together from the top and the bottom. And then I'm going to be using the new mascara from Urban Decay called Troublemaker. When applying mascara, I like to focus my eyes downwards. This helps me avoid getting the mascara everywhere, all over my eyeshadow work and my lids. I really have non-existent lashes, so more often than not, the bristles from the mascara wand tend to touch my lids, and which is obviously no bueno. And then on my lower lashes, I opted for the Maybelline Falsies Push-Up Mascara. I really love the skinny wand. I feel like skinny wands only work for me on my lower lashes. Anything else is just a disaster waiting to happen. I do wish it was a bit more black or a bit more impactful. I still love my Ico Skinny Mascara, but this is a close second. I finished off my eyes by applying my falsies off camera, and these are the ones I've been wearing religiously over the last month. Okay, for highlighter, I'm reaching for my Urban Decay Afterglow palette. I've never really used this palette, maybe once or twice, and I always forget which shades I used. But today I used NSFW, and it just gives you a really beautiful glow. It's sort of like a rose gold highlighter as opposed to Side Piece, which is very golden. And then for lips, I'm opening up my Urban Decay Vice palette for the first time, and this has all of the much loved Vice lipstick shades, and it also includes a miniature lip brush. I went for a pinkish nude, and then I'm gonna go over that color with a nudish lip gloss from MAC. I forgot the name of it, but I've used this for quite a while. I thought I lost it, but I found it recently, and I really love how it put the whole look together. For the final touch, I'm reaching for my Urban Decay All Nighter spray, and I'm gonna go ham with this because obviously you want your makeup look to last all night. And that is the completed look.
Pretty girl, let her mercy. Said she with her friend curse. Hypnotize me and she curse me. Them not like me cause they thirsty. And she know what is mine is hers, vice versa. And she know what is mine is hers, vice versa.
Yeah, you're my fire, holding tighter. What's mine is hers, vice versa. I believe you're the only one for me. I believe